Alrighty boys, so you guys want to know how to play Sea of Pirates? Well, you came to the right place. This is a complete beginner guide. I'll basically be covering everything on the map, so make sure you watch it till the end. It'll be slow, but it will be worth it, if you want to become the best, of course. First of all, I recommend joining an empty server, just because it's a lot easier that way. So you'll spawn on one of 4 outpost islands. They are labeled green over the map when you are exploring. As you can see, that one's orange, that one's orange. Those are normal islands. But these ones are labeled green. These are basically your safe zones. Nobody can touch you on here, okay? Unless if you have a crew. If you create a crew and if you invite some friends or random people, they can take your stuff and sell it for themselves. So just be wary. If you do use crews, always think that they might take your stuff and don't get mad. Because it is a pirate game after all, but usually people are good. Just be careful who you trust. So looking around the map, you'll see a dock here. I mean, this is like the most useless dock ever, but it's not. I'll show you why later. But there's the boat shop. However, we'll get back to that in a minute. There is a quick guide that takes you around the map just to get to know the basics on farming, you know, bananas and that, to make a little bit of money. But hopefully you won't need that guide, but I recommend when you get into the game after watching this video, is to just do the guide anyway, because it'll just introduce you to the game. So there's a lot more to it than just completing quests, getting treasure. At the minute, this game, you cannot get maps to basically go around digging up treasure, but that will probably be a thing that the devs add in a future update. But as of right now, as an early supporter, this is the tutorial for you. Whoa, okay, so that's out of the way. So look, we've got a few things looking around here. So there's the weapon shop, there's the treasure buyer, and there's also this thing in here, okay? We're just going to ignore Mr. Tim in the corner.
Actually, Benji, that's his name.
If you have a chest, you can sell it to the treasure buyer. This could look different on different kind of outposts, so be warned. It doesn't really matter, just look for that treasure buyer. Now you got the weapon shop. So this is kind of irrelevant to your moment within this game as a new player, because I'm pretty sure you'll have the flint rock when you start the game anyway. But there is another weapon that you guys can get, so there's a bunch of weapons here. To be honest, I skipped every single one of these. I didn't get them. But I recommend getting the shotgun or, you know, what other kind of weapons that they add in the future, dueled with the flintlock when you're fighting bosses. Obviously, you're a little bit too far away from fighting bosses at this current time. But if you follow in the tutorial step by step and kind of following where I go, you'll get there quick, okay? You'll get there within like an hour or so. So the first thing you want to do when you get to these islands, obviously take a look at your daily quests. At the minute, they're pretty rubbish, okay? 35 for selling 10 bananas. I mean, that is good. It's free money. It's free money, but it's no good. And then there's also the magic enchanter. I'm just going to cover this at the start of the video because some people might get some people might not. However, the shotgun, for example, I haven't actually, I don't know why I have never upgraded this. So we won't put one on. However, you basically get weapon books, and this is obtained through chests. Likewise with curses and some perks as well. This is kind of like mid-game, end-game. You don't really need this, but if you do get a feather, make sure you equip it, all right? No cap. It will change your PvP forever, and you'll survive. And the resource trader up there is where you sell the bananas. So now let's get on into this. All right, so this is super basic. Usually I just head out, get the forts, do the bosses and all of that. I'm going to use the basic sailboat just because we got to keep it the same, all right? As all the newbies, you know, being introduced to the game. So you want to head round the back of this island. I'm pretty sure it's on every single island, and the devs are working on a new way to kind of showcase this NPC because it's a little bit out of the way, and to new players, it doesn't scream, come here, right? Gosh, you don't want that whacking you around the head. Oh my gosh, buddy. So you want to speak to Matt. So he needs some skeletons killed, what is quite easy, okay? Especially if you're a new player, but I recommend getting a crew up together. People are pretty good with splitting loot. Obviously, don't get greedy, right? And expect that they might take it, so don't get mad. But people are, at this current time, pretty reliable when it comes to loot gains, and pretty fair as well. Probably because it's such a small community at the minute. But what we want to do, after you've enabled that quest and it pops up on the right here, so it says sail to Turtle Cove to find the skeletons. This could be like another name. At the minute, it's only Turtle Cove. Pretty bad, let's be honest, because you get like every other player here, and it's really not a good introduction. You know, there should be one at Tide Rock, there should be one at Willow Cove. All joking aside, we need to go to this island and basically fight the boss. What we're going to do, we're going to actually help this guy fight the boss. Obviously, I'm going to try and... Oh, he's actually fighting it, dude. Wait, I might be able to get a tap. That is actually the boss. So basically, when you get to this island, you want to fight all of these, okay? You want to fight the skeletons and do the waves. So when you fight them all, you'll basically be able to complete you know, the quest, right? So this guy's just literally just grabbed the chest and run off, but you do get a chest from this. Just to sum it up, you'll see tons and tons of skeletons spawn. You basically just want to go around and killing all the skeletons till the boss spawns. When you kill the boss, your quest will be updated. So Matt's enemies return to Matt. So from that point, you want to head back to Green Tree Outpost. Unfortunately, where it says return to Matt, it should say below it, you know, what outpost they need to return to. Because to be fair, when I was a new player, I was going around going, okay, well, I spoke to Matt before, but where is he? Because not many people look at the name and go, ah, okay, this is Matt, and remember it. You know, you just get the quest and go for it, right? So that is probably a good suggestion on what to do. But this person's doing the exact same thing here. So what he's going to do, he's going to speak to Matt over here. Probably after selling his precious loot, let's be honest. Okay, so when you speak to Matt, you'll be handed a key. This is the key that you need for the next step. All right, this is basic. And if you have any loot within the safe zone, obviously, if they're in your crew, there's a possibility that they might steal from you when you're not looking. But a general rule of thumb is nobody can nick your loot on the safe zone island, such as an outpost. Alrighty, so you've got this key now and you want to know what to do with it. So on screen right now is a map that I made where it says all the island names in the early games of Sea of Pirates. So now let's look. So looking at the key at the bottom, there's the gold caves. So the gold caves are in orange and you simply want to head to one that you like the look of. I mean, some will be done. So I'll be heading to this gold cave up here. Hopefully nobody's about. We got to look around because people will be heading to the same kind of locations. And, you know, the outposts are right next to the spawn, what's not really smart. Because people like to spawn in right and then scope out people who are grinding. And if they see you at, like, one of these locations, they'll come right over because they know exactly what you're after. But now we're at Emerald Isles. There is a little cave to my right. All right, so we're going to stop the boat here and anchor it up. I like to keep the sail fully loaded because if somebody does come, all I have to do is unanchor and I'm gone, right? Okay, so you want to grab this key and skip past this skeleton. I mean, it's easy crate, so make sure you do take him out before you go. But when you're heading down here, there's a chance that this gate might already be open. It's just a bug, okay? So if you're with a crew, they can open the door more than likely, or you will have to go to another golden cave. But let's open this, and this basically gives us limited time to access this area. So you got to be quick with this one. So I can see the spike chest up there, so I'm going to instantly go up here and kind of waste a bit of time for it. So like, here we go. So you want to spam E, all right? Because that will basically mean that you can bring multiple at once. This will take a little bit of practice, by the way. But when the screen starts shaking, as you see, is a little bit sickly. That's your call to basically be quick because this gate is literally closing on us at this current time. Oh gosh, okay, that's a really bad shake. Dude, I wish it kind of slowed down a little bit. Make it a bit nauseous. But there we go. Okay, so we got spiky. That's good, that's good. We might have a... No. Dude, okay, we've missed a few. So that is why this is kind of more like a crew-based game, you know, so you can get everything. But to be fair, I reckon that they should expand the time a little bit, you know, just so people have a little bit more time to be able to get the stuff. But this is like the basic on how to play this game. You know, the fundamentals of how to get started and how to get loot. And to be fair, the golden caves are a very, very good way of getting chests without really doing any combat, because after you get through the boss, you basically got loot. So what I'll do, I'll finish loading all this precious loot to our boat, and then I've got something to show you. Okay, now everything is basically loaded to the boat. There's a couple of things over here, right? So a lot of people like to leave these, you know, outside of the tomb or whatever. But it actually gives you XP, so you can see it does 85, and the coins you could get between 50 or 80, or even more if you have the game pass. And there's also a chance to get a potion. Like, it might not hold any value to you. Oh, there's somebody over here. Okay, I need to hurry up, dude. Right, what's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, it's this guy. He was chilled before, right? I mean, he might nick my stuff. Oh, he's got a key. So now this place is on cooldown. I'm going to leave the other things in there for them. I know I said, you know, grab it. But I mean, if he heads down there, he'll pick up some, you know, free loot. Because we're all about helping the community here. But if that one's on cooldown, there is 3 different other locations that you can go to if that one is on cooldown. But once you've got your first ever loot, obviously at my current stage of the game, I'm not really bothered about loot. So I could just keep going to different places to gain as much loot as possible and then go back. But a lot of people, lower levels, they might just randomly shoot at you or be chill. It's entirely up to them on how they kind of play the game.
Obviously, I mean, it's open world.
But not everyone's looking to kill you. So this is an outpost on the far right of the map. The layout of this map is slightly different, but this is the hut that you're looking to go to. So you want to go straight up to it. But here's this chest, okay? So there's a lot of things that you can get. These are how you get the books, how to get your abilities, such as the things on my screen. Just a quick overview of what I mean. I mean, it's irrelevant to you guys, but the Crown of Fate, it gives you NPC protection up to 30%. But I can't stress this enough. Get the feather. Honestly, equip it the second you get it. Don't wait. But there's basically a percentage chance to unlock, you know, stats to upgrade and that. So are we going to get any? Probably not. But we got some decent money. We got 1,200 for that. So money in this game isn't too difficult to get. It's more just time consuming. In this video, I won't show you like the best kind of strat to make money. However, I will be showing you probably efficient ways of making money, such as, you know, going to boss, hop in the game and then doing another boss, or go into the fort and doing these things on the map here. But I'll cover that in just a moment. Every time you sell a crate, you basically get XP, what is great, and you also get money. It's a guarantee. But in this box, it's an invisible box, all right? Just imagine anything nearby here is in threat or being sold by your crew. So if you put an item in there and that's yours, and then if your crewmate has an item, that's theirs. If it's on the floor or if it's in their hand while you're interacting and selling, there's a chance that that item might get sold with it. So they or you lose out. So just keep that in mind. Let me quickly show you how this crew thing works. All right, I don't know where my teammate is, but I have a buddy in the game. So what we're going to do, we're going to invite him to our, you know, clan. So this is your crew screen. You can kick people if you want. It's a bit jammy if you have any crates and then if you kick them. But there's like a green player logo over there. That is basically our crewmates, and you guys can do, you know, loot quests together. You can access the steering wheel of your buddy's ship, but you need to make sure if you're going to do like a boss or something is to have your ship with you as well, because that is your respawn point. And this also stops you from actually killing them. You know, what's great as well, because if you're swinging your sword, you don't want to be hitting your teammate in the face. Let's be honest. So you're probably wondering what to do next. Okay, so after you sold your loot that you got from the golden key, you want to head to one of these locations. So there's level 35 plus, there's 20, there's 5, and there's 75. Obviously, you're a new player and you're probably level 5 at this particular time, or if not very close. You can keep doing those quests back to back. It'll be the exact same. And to be fair, it doesn't get repetitive. But we're going to head our way to level 5 area. So this is a high risk area. To be honest, I reckon this level 5 area should be slightly kind of further away from the spawn islands, because a lot of players, they do head to these locations. If it's a spawn point and if you see a ship in the distance, I think you're going to go for it. So it almost need to be like more tucked away, hidden. So I'll quickly show you this like kind of game pass store, okay? So I recommend getting the 2 times money and the 2 times boss drops. It will literally change your whole experience of the game. Alrighty, so we've made it to this location. Again, we're going to stick our anchor on and sail all the way, just in case if somebody does come after us. So we always want to check back, because I can see one guy over there and one person's behind this island here. So you always want to keep a lookout. I had to hop games a few times to be able to access this area, but you can see that the skeletons are spawning here. All you want to do, for some reason, this dungeon here is a little bit laggy. So do bear in mind when you're doing the level 5 one. But there are basically waves of skeletons. After every wave, you'll get like a little image on your screen that basically says wave this, wave that. And I believe this one only goes up to 5. Bro, there's somebody literally coming over here. Like, you see that chat through there? Right, we're just going to fire at this. So you can basically hover over it and then rotate and then basically attack it, right? Or you could do it manually, where you basically sit in the turret seat. So, I mean, that's an option if you guys want to. Your boat takes damage, so you want to be slightly careful, but we should be able to take out this massive boat. I mean, why are you coming after low levels like that, bro? Rotate and then go. Boom. And he's done. Right, what's this man doing? I've literally just lined up and then I've knocked his boat down. What has he done? Bro, he's just... Oh, that's amazing. Look, now they're running. Now they're running. Yo, bro, I'll let you be. I'll let you be. Right, see you later again. Bro, stop coming back. You're no good, buddy. You're no good. I didn't even have any shield and I still beat them twice. Alrighty, so this is the pirate with the Wraith boss, you know, in the level 5 area. I mean, you could probably get the picture by now. This is, you know, the boss that you have to fight and then finish. And then once you kill it, you have a limited time to get it all out of this area. For some reason, it spawns like another one, dude. Alright, so we have 2 of these. You can ignite these on people's boats and it basically goes kaboom. But I'm trying to do a quest, so I'm literally going to just blow them up there. And I believe these ones have 5 seconds or 10 seconds to be able to ignite. So you want to basically get everything out super, super quick. So we're literally just going to spam and then basically get all the loot to safety. Because I have 2 times right, you'll probably see that there is a lot more crates here than you would obviously get in a normal game without that 2 times. So do keep that in mind. Alrighty, but now all the loot is exited. What you want to do, if you want to like be super speedy with this, if you spam E or spam left click, you can literally run with like 1 or 2 crates. Sometimes you can get 3 if you're like super non-laggy, but that's an option for you guys if you want to get to point A to point B really quick. I do it all the time. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to load all of this on the dock. So as I'm loading this, I want to show you guys something, all right? So you can hit these trees, and this is how you basically complete your challenges. You basically grab them all, and then you can combine them. So that's the resource crate with all the fruits and stuff. You just head to a tree, hit it a few times, and then boom. You're probably wondering, Beef, why do you suddenly have this big boat? Well, I had to switch games a few times because with small boats, people tend to see that like a free kind of PvP kill, because people often think that the small boats equals, you know, bad at the game, right? So do bear in mind that there is literally PvP at every single corner of this game. But I mean, this guy's just ignoring it. But these are all the chests. This guy's trying to shoot me, right? But I'm just going to give them to him. So bro's probably going to thank me, but there you go, bro. Wait, he doesn't want it. He just put it back down. Ungrateful. So ungrateful. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's put it back on his boat. What's he going to do now? He don't want it? Look, he's taking it back off. Oh, he's giving it back. We literally fully stacked his boat, so I hope he's happy. So what you would do if you got any loot from that is head back to the outpost and sell that. Okay, next. So you've done level 5. You could go on to level 20 and level 35 if you're that correct level. But we're going to go into slightly a more intermediate stage now. So you kind of know the basics, and you're probably doing this for maybe about an hour now, and you're making some good money. At this point, you probably enchanted your flintlock, and you also got, you know, the shotgun, and maybe even a potion on your weapons, right? But be warned, these are permanent, okay? You cannot remove them. You have to literally buy a whole new sword or a whole new gun to be able to apply another one. And if you do become level 20, you can actually enchant using more than 1 book. Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you the advanced enchanting station. This is located right at the bottom of the map at that 20+ zone. You have to be level 20 to access this area. But now you're here, you basically want to head through this little dark tunnel. I mean, it looks pretty cool, let's be honest. But we're going to drop down here and go to this like little mine shaft. I've seen this somewhere in a different game on Roblox. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe Fisk, actually, with the enchanting station. But what we're going to do, we're going to drop down here. And then you'll see like a huge room and a little way up to the top. This is where you enchant. It's so dark. I wish they use like different kind of blocks just to brighten it up, because on mobile it is way too dark. But yeah, okay, so let's enchant. So I do have this sword. At this current time, this scimitar that you get from the merchant that randomly spawns on the map on a boat is probably the best weapon before you get the katana. If it's out of the double-edged axe or the skimmer, this thing's probably better, just because you kind of feel like you're doing more damage. I mean, it's personal preference at that point. So let's actually enchant this. So I only have 3 level 3 books, unfortunately. I need to get some more weapon book 5s. But let's just equip this just for the sake of the video, right? So you want to equip this, and the enchant strength will be 275. If I equip this, it will be 1,345. That's insane. But right now, we can't do that. So we're just going to enchant it with this, and let's see what we get. All right, so swiftness, range, and damage. Okay, we got a combination of all of them, and we got a bit of range too, what's great for like a smaller weapon. So now we've got that. That's the only enchant station you want to use after you reach level 20. Don't use the one at spawn, because it's literally not worth it at this kind of pro intermediate stage of the game. Then you just want to head out from the way you came in. So now let me go over these things a little bit more. So you have Crown of Fate, Diamond Anchor. I'm not going to go through them, all right? You can basically see them. So, but the clover is really, really good. So this is your drop luck. So you get 20+% on your drops rarity. So potentially you could get something really, really good with that. You know, it's all about that luck increase. But if you die, you lose it, or it breaks, and then you have to create it, and that costs gems. And gems is a pain to get. They're mostly done in quests, and I believe you can get them in the odd skeleton within the 75 area. But I'm not quite sure. I'll make a separate video about that. But after enchanting your sword, you want to head back to an outpost. So the magic enchanter, this is the person you want to speak with regarding this, right? So once you click this, you can do, you want an enchant or you want to curse an object. So we want to curse an object. So let's have a look through our inventory. All right, so fire is probably the only thing you want to equip onto your sword, unless if you got poison or even the darkness. I highly recommend lightning on your flintlock. It's very good. It's very good. Until you get like poison or, you know, something better. But we'll make like an ultimate guide video soon. Okay, so we want to get our blade of choice and we also want to put fire on it because water and wind, ignore this, okay? They're rubbish. Fire is pretty good because it kind of has lasting damage. What's great. So you want to curse this now and it does like a little effect and then it just makes it fire. It looks pretty cool. And now we've got that, we've now got a fire blade and it's so quick. Look at this, especially with that swiftness too. You need to show like the current stats of the weapon, you know, with all the abilities on it, just to make users like me know if it's good or not. Is this thing over here, and these are fortresses. Oh, and I'll let you know, if you go to Mystic Shores and get one of the stronghold keys, I'm not quite sure what they're called, but they are like a kind of brownish, grayish color. That'll open the stronghold to another boss, and you can get quite a bit of loot from it. And you can get those keys probably randomly, I think. I'm not entirely sure on that one. But I know you can get it from merchant ships that kind of pop up randomly around the map. And you get notified on the screen for that. But these are fortresses, okay? So this is actually the hardest one, just because it's red. So there's red, orange, and green. Green meaning the easiest. We just happen to have the hardest and the most rarest one to spawn on the tutorial video. But if you have a tiny ship, what you'll more or less have, and I highly recommend using, you can fit it straight into this tunnel and nobody can actually shoot cannonballs in unless they cross this like invisible barrier. But that'll probably get nerfed now. Oops. But if you do have a bigger ship, I recommend parking on the other side here, because this is like the kind of the stronghold kind of access point for bigger ships. I don't know, it just makes it easier. So once you access this area, you'll start seeing skeletons spawning on each level. I highly recommend staying on the inside. Do not exit. Otherwise, the skeletons spawn outside and then it's a nightmare. But there will basically be waves and waves and waves. And then, like everything, a boss spawns. And then after that boss, you'll see an NPC in this room that you can unlock the door to get a golden key. So then you can head to, you know, these locations of the gold caves. And then this door opens so you can get all the treasure and load it up and go sell. So at the moment, it is definitely boss and PvE run. But there is obviously PvP involved where you can take out people's ships, steal their loot, and just make a profit out of it. Oh, and random bosses spawn on like every island. If you see skeletons, there could be a boss. And that means free chests. That fortress had like a skull on it, but it was already done. So I guess somebody just completed it right before I got there because the skull was still there. So that's why there was no skellies around. This is the boss. All right, so this is the strat on how to defeat the boss solo. If you are a low level, you want to get your flintlock and your shotgun. And you basically just want to stand at the entrance and just spam, okay? You want to spam, so you can probably use your gun maybe 3 or 4 times before the reload. It kind of depends what abilities you have on it. Like, my gun is super quick, right? So it can get down really quick. But this is like the passive way of doing it. You can literally just stand here and just smack. What I want to do, I want to get the double-edged axe out. Or actually, no, I don't need that anymore. I have a better sword instead now. So basically, we just want to go up to it and just spam it. Obviously, this is like more like an end game kind of level. You know, going right up to it and literally just spamming the hell out of it, dude. Like, look at this. It's literally bugged at the minute in one spot. Oh, no, it's still hitting me, though. Still hitting me. But we got it down quite a lot. But this sword is pretty good. I mean, it does kind of like... It feels like it does less damage, obviously. But, I mean, if you want to level up quick, you know, you kind of want like a swiftness priority over damage. Just because the more hits you get, the more XP you get. It's that simple. But, bro, this thing's going to be dying, like, in a minute. Like, literally half HP. All right, let's keep attacking. Let's keep attacking. So, it does some ground slams. I don't really have to worry about it too much because of all the perks I've got on. But usually I would, okay? I would stand back and literally just shoot in the entrance. And there's a way of bugging it in the wall, but I'm not quite sure on how to do that. And I prefer just playing the game legit, to be fair. Just because that's, you know, play it how it's intended. But if you get low, make sure you stand back. Don't let yourself die. So I like to stay above 100 HP. If I go below it, I go back in because there's literally no point of dying. And I don't want to lose all my perks. You want to keep an eye on these skeletons. So these skeletons here aren't a priority to kill, but they all have shotguns and guns. So if you think about it, if there's like thousands of them around there, if you go in there, you might get like 1 taps just if they all land their shots. So you want to keep that in mind as well, but you want to be kind of quick with it. Yeah, look, I'm being hit by them as well. So look, we're going to take out this boss here. Perfect, perfect. And I'm going to show you a little strat as well to avoid. You want to go around in circle motions. And each boss is different. So as you can see, I got a curse of the sand from this one. So it kind of depends on what boss you get. You can get a darkness one to be able to get the darkness potion. And we kind of got the second best chest within the game right now. So we gotta take this to go sell. Like, oh my gosh, this is good. Hold up, chat. But that's kind of how you get poison. And then don't forget that spam E to basically transport everything, you know, back to your base, you know, pretty quickly, right? Oh, dude, it's landed up there. Why has it done that? All right. Let's jump. Come on. Yes. All right, we got it. Protect those things with your life. Like, the diamond anchor's good as well because your ship speed goes up 25% and it's crazy. Perks are definitely worth equipping when you have them. But focus on the HP ones first before you get everything else, just so you can survive a little longer. This dude really wants his piece of loot. He's literally traveled across the 7 seas just to sell it. So now that is the complete tutorial on how to play this game. I mean, there's quests, mini quests that you can do around the map, but it's pretty irrelevant, okay? So everything in this video should be complete unless if, you know, something else gets added. So that's a naval book right there. We've just got that from selling one of the chests. So I hope this tutorial did help you. If it did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. And make sure to share it to all your friends so they know how to play this game. Because when you get into it and kind of know how to play and don't kind of rely on, oh, it's boring, there's only one type of quest line, or some irrelevant ones around the map, then it is super fun to play and with your friends as well. So thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next beefy video. Peace. Bro, what are all these naval books? Oh my gosh, the luck.